Hello, Aries. Welcome to Spicy Sunflower Tarot and welcome to this summer solstice reading. We are officially in Cancer season. So I'm welcoming you to the height of the summer, welcoming you to this watery season of Cancer. And we're going to jump into your reading. Aries, tune into your intuition. Let me just do a little shuffle here. This is the Marchetti tarot cards. I have a special reading in mind just in regards to the summer. So we're going to tune in to where you're at and where you're going for your summer reading here. Highlighted by, like I said, that peak of summer that we just experienced. So I hope that you have been doing well. I have 4 cards here. We're going to pull out the first 4. All right. So Aries, for the focus, we have the 7 of Wands. This is fiery energy. This is Leo energy. Very interesting. Your focus, boundaries. Putting up your emotional boundaries, your physical boundaries. Maybe you've erected a fence. Maybe you are just setting very clear boundaries as far as you're no longer going to be giving if you're not receiving. If it's not going to be an equal, fair exchange, you just recently maybe celebrated some victory, some success. And with victory and success, think about a celebrity. They have to erect, paparazzi is coming around, and celebrities, they have to make sure that nobody's going to invade their personal privacy unless you want them to. So this boundary feels to me as if you've received or you've achieved something great in your life. Maybe it's just a personal milestone or a personal victory for you. Maybe it was at work, maybe it was in your personal life. But there feels this need for you to then now maybe lock down your social media accounts a little bit extra. Some form of boundary is coming into play here for you, Aries. So let's just roll with that. Where you are shining your brightest this summer is interesting as the Hermit. Now, the Hermit does hold this beautiful lantern. This is a major arcana attributed to the sign of Virgo. So you might have Virgo in your chart. You might be dealing with a Virgo. But this Hermit energy it's where you're shining your brightest. And they are holding that beautiful lantern, which lights their way. It's wisdom. It's your light. It's your spark. It's your whatever it is that you bring to your social circle. You must bring some form of intelligence and wisdom and well-spoken, what is the word I'm trying to say? You enunciate properly, you bring educated material, you are well studied up on certain topics. And it's because when you're alone in your hermit time, you cultivate that wisdom, and people are inspired by that. Your light. This is where you're shining your brightest. It's when you spend your time alone doing your research and your study, your light is very bright and you shine. So this is where you're shining the brightest. What you could probably stand to release, it's the 10 of Wands. Now this is that Sagittarius energy, your fire cousin. Aries, what you could release is taking on burdens, allowing yourself to be back-breaking kind of burdens. People saying, I'm going to be on vacation for a month. Would you mind watering my plants? And then another friend, hey, I'm going to be out of town for the next 2 weeks. Would you mind checking my mail? Do you know what I mean? Everybody is asking you for favors, and you're a helpful individual, and you're all about trying to help people, but one too many wands, it's one too many burdens, it's backbreaking for you. So what you could stand to release is that burdensome energy that you're willing to take on because you are strong, because you are helpful, because you are a good person. You don't need to prove that to anybody all the time. So what you could stand to release is accepting yet another task from other people, maybe even yourself. Maybe you're somebody that piles your to-do plate up so high you don't know how you're going to get through it all. This 10 of Wands really indicates just a mountain of burden, because either you've allowed it or you've just not said no and everybody's just piled you up. As you look towards the future, where you can really kind of stoke the fire, where you're growing and what you're growing towards, it's the King of Coins. Now, this is a fixed earth energy, which is Taurus. So this is Taurus energy here. You could be dealing with a Taurus. You could be dealing with a masculine energy of earth. Someone that is extremely fixed as far as when they say no, you're not going to budge them to say yes. When they make up their mind to start saving money, you're not going to get them to spend extra. Somebody that says what they mean and means what they say. And they're very physically oriented as far as their creature comforts. They want to have the nice things. They want to have soft bedding. They want to have delicious food. They want to have a sensuous bath. They want to smell nice and look nice and have good hair. And it's a very creature comfort orientation, but it's mature. The King of Coins is a mature. They are the master of their element. They're the master of their earth element. So they're very grounded. They're very stable. They're very secure. And they know what they're doing. And you can trust them. More than anybody on the planet, I would trust the King of Coins. So this is what your energy, what you're bringing to the table is the King of Coins. And this is what you can be working towards. All those qualities that I just discussed, that is what you can be working on as you move towards your future, is becoming a master of your environment, a master of your physical reality. Somebody that when they say no, they mean no. And that can kind of go into this 10 of Wands category. You're not going to take on more than you need to take on. I'm going to bring over the Light Seer's Tarot just to clarify each card. So let's just, let's get a row of clarification out for the sign of Aries. Let's find out about the 7 of Wands. Why is the 7 of Wands here for the sign of Aries? Aries, 7 of Wands. King of Swords. You're definitely speaking your truth, and that is what's really allowing you to put your boundaries down. King of Swords is very similar to the King of Coins. They are a master of their element, which is air. They are the master of their communications, speaking up when they need to speak up, not saying yes when they mean no. Very feelings aren't so important to them, but facts are. So they're going to be all about their physical reality as far as their boundaries are concerned. They're going to lay down very clear boundaries. The King of Swords is not afraid to do that, and they hold that sword up, which is their truth. And they're not afraid to speak their truth and share. And however that lands with the recipient, is however it lands. Why is the Hermit here for the sign of Aries as far as where they're shining their brightest? Page of Pentacles. This is a more earth energy. It's a little less mature than the King of Coins. It's the Page of Pentacles is the Page of Coins. They are kind of a newbie to the earth realm as far as they are initiating themselves into this whole game of earth, of stable energy. And they're open to ideas. They're open to suggestions as far as how are we going to open ourselves up to physical opportunities, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a new home, a new car. It's something that you can see, touch, taste, or smell. So where you shine your brightest is illuminating your wisdom to your friend group or your social circle. Page of Pentacles just says it is something to do with tangible reality. You bring wisdom in tangible reality ways so that people not only hear your truth and hear your wisdom, but they're also able to apply it to their actual real life. So it's very helpful what you bring to the group. Then tell us about the Ten of Wands. Why is the Ten of Wands here for what Aries can release? The Queen of Cups. Yeah. So what you can release is that burden-bearing energy, allowing yourself to take on more than you need to take on. Because this Queen of Cups is clarifying that you're a loving, nurturing, kind soul, Queen of Cups. But there's only so much that even the Queen of Cups can take. You don't just load her up with all of your burdens and all of your problems just because she, feminine energy, is so willing to accept, because she wants to see you do well and be helped. Enough is enough. Ten of Wands is the end of a burdensome cycle. You're willing to release that and open yourself up to, you're still going to have your clear boundaries, but you're going to be loving while you do it. Queen of Cups means you're bringing love into your boundaries and your clear-cut communications. Now tell us about the future. Why is the King of Coins here for the sign of Aries in the future? The Star. Beautiful. Because you're trying to heal and you're trying to keep your hopes up and you're trying to look towards the future and you're trying to allow yourself to grow and prosper. And this is very much an Aquarius energy. So it's about the greater whole, the collective whole. The Star energy is attributed to the Aquarius energy of, I'm not just thinking about myself as I move into my future. I'm thinking about the group, the city that I live in, my family, my community. And the Star is all about, I want to bring hope and healing as I master my physical reality. I'm also going to be doing everyone a favor by focusing on that. So Aries, this is your summer reading. I hope this information helped you. I am on TikTok and on YouTube, and your likes and your follows, your subscribes and your shares, they're very helpful and I really appreciate them. Thank you so much for being a part of the channel, Spicy Sunflower Tarot. Thank you. Be blessed and be well.